Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome back to some more stuff by yours truly. This is Black Mesa. Now, you're probably thinking now, Seth, didn't you already play Black Mesa on your channel? And I can say, yeah, it was terrible, and I was ashamed of every second of it. It was a horrible playthrough. And, yeah, I decided let's go do some new video stuff, and I figured why not start out more LPs with some games that I was really into and would love to redo. Black Mesa being one of them, Doom 3 being another. Hey look, there's Barney. You know, quite a few others. And as of right now, I haven't uploaded anything for like a week, but that was just mainly because it's been a weird week in Oregon. Tons of weird stuff happening. You know, I'm a human being still. I gotta work, gotta go do the things, but still haven't given up. I just had to take a break. I got kind of absorbed by, well, do I even want to say it? I got absorbed by old school RuneScape, but we're not talking about that right now. So, if you couldn't tell already, this is just going to be a redo of the series. Now, last time I played Black Mesa, it was still the public beta, and that was, God, I don't even... For those of you unfamiliar, that day for me was incredibly bad. Basically, I got in a huge argument. Well, it wasn't even an argument. It was just a really bad situation with a lot of stuff. And don't worry, it's nothing hot and juicy. I just recorded in a really bad mood, but I also just pushed myself way too hard to keep trying to stay on top of things. And Chom Kemp, ugh, that's a name. Why can't I move? I'm stuck! Okay, there we go. Yeah, last time I played this, I had no idea what it was like. I had no familiarity with the new puzzles, the new enemy stuff, the whole thing, basically. I mean, I'm a very seasoned Half-Life player. I've played all the main Half-Life games. I've played a lot of the mods. And speaking of that, I do want to do some mods for the original Half-Life on here as well. They Hunger, Afraid of Monsters, Alone. I think what's another one that's really popular? It's not Penumbra, it's something with a P. I haven't played it in ages. But, you know, I went through this really weird phase a couple of years ago, and, I was with my ex. I just played through a ton of these really old Half-Life mods, and it was really fun. And, you know, don't think I haven't given up just because I haven't posted for a week as of recording this, but, you know, recording with a higher audio quality, you know, a better mindset, more knowledge of the game. I've actually finished this. This is the full version of Black Mesa as well. This is the included Zen chapters and all. And I will do a replay through of older games like Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2. Never finished it. Gonna redo it. Half-Life Original, we're gonna be playing in Gold Source. Obviously, you want to have Gold Source to play all the mods and stuff. And of course, you know, Opposing Force and, Blue Shift, things like that. So I'm very excited, and then obviously rounding it off with Half-Life 2 and the episodes as well, and some Half-Life 2 mods if I can muster up the time. Obviously I do playthroughs of games. Nowadays I do this. I play through games twice usually. That's also why it takes me a little bit longer to put up LPs as of lately, because early LPs I usually did like you know, a pretty quick playthrough and then just called it good. Now I usually do about 2, but a lot of the older games I was very, very familiar with, like Half-Life 1. God, that Nylanth fight, man, that was bad. But, you know, also, I love having that experience. Like, if you watch one of my Quake speedruns, I've changed so many strategies since I've last done that. And speaking of speedruns, you know, I'll do... Well, speaking of speed, am I right? You know, I'll be doing speedruns again. I plan on doing some Super Metroid, some AM2R, if you're familiar with those things. So, like I said, if it seems like it's like, oh no, Seth, stop producing videos for a week, don't worry, I've always got stuff on the backlog. There should be more NetHack. I plan on doing some more Diablo 2, playing with some Pluggy, maybe some Median XL. I don't know, I haven't played Median XL in a while. More Doom WADs, and of course I do have my actual Doom WADs I've worked on, so I'm always working on something content related, even if it doesn't seem apparent, you know. But yeah, I mean, don't fret. If you ever get bored, just turn on a playlist, go to sleep, and then wake up the next day, and it'll probably be there for you in the morning. And yeah, obviously another thing I fixed is the loading screen. I remember bitching about this in my old Black Mesa playthrough because I had frame skip record turned off. So every time Bandicam is what I use, skips a frame, it would like cut the like frame off in the record, and it would just completely like butcher my audio. So I fixed that, you know. Obviously I've upgraded to a mic stand, I've got soundproof padding, I've got like, you know, living in a better environment also helps, but you know, it's also just like, I love that feeling of going back and playing games I thought were bad, and I kind of had negative feelings about Black Mesa, and I still do. I have quite a few nitpicks here and there. I'm not a scrub, by the way, when it comes to FPS games. I hate to sound like that guy, but I'm gonna sound like that guy. Okay, I can beat Quake in like 20 minutes. Alright, that's no easy feat. I can, you know, speedrun through, like, well, not fucking professionally, Half-Life 1 in less than about an hour and a half, and, you know, oh shit, now I've said it, I gotta prove it right. You know, I've got no, I mean, I used to play TF2 all the fucking time. I've played Counter-Strike for years. I'm not, like, pro at Counter-Strike. Do not even... Oh, speaking of Counter-Strike, who here is excited to see my wonderful idea that I have planned? So if you've played Counter-Strike before, we're talking about CZ, man. I plan on playing through that. That's a grand old time. You know, I've done a lot of weird shit, like, in video games, so I'm not a scrub when it comes to FPS games, you know? So, I mean, I'm really, like, not bad at FPS games, okay? The combat in Black Mesa Source is a bit iffy. Mainly with the grunt enemies. They run off of Half-Life 2 AI, so they're very basic. They're basically essentially tanked up Combine soldiers, except I don't think the combat's as smooth as it could be, but as it is right now in Black Mesa, it's as good as it's gonna get. I still think it's... I mean, this is gonna sound controversial, but, you know, I played Zen recently, as in this year. I finally got around to playing it in 2020. And, gotta say, I was a little underwhelmed and a tad bit disappointed. I was very much just kind of like, okay, that went on too long, and I just remember I was playing it Halloween night, actually, this year, and I just remember Interloper taking forever, and on my second playthrough of the game to do a, you know, test run, and yeah, like I said, I genuinely always play a game twice, or more if I have to. I was just like, man, Interloper still takes forever, and I think a little bit of it was just like that first time fatigue, but we'll get into it, won't we? We're gonna hop on in and bash some alien scumbuckets and, you know, some scary men with helmets on. We're gonna turn their heads into mashed potatoes, aren't we? So, let's do this, shall we? But yeah, I generally enjoy Black Mesa. I think it's good. I don't think it's a be-all, end-all. And I mean, there's definitely things I don't agree with. And as we get playing through it, you know, I'll get into my deeper thoughts on some things, of course, because let's face it. Yeah, morning. Looks like you're running late, Mr. Freeman. Oh, yeah, it's like Oh, don't worry, man. This will all be over in a couple of hours. We'll sort this shit out. So definitely... Yeah, I saw Barney. I just played Blue Shift. It was great. Now, I will say this. Black Mesa is good. It's a good game. I enjoy it. It's not perfect. It's got its flaws. It does some things better than vanilla Half-Life. It does some things worse than Half-Life. But, like this little touch right here. I still think this is funny. I still like that because it's a reference to the original Half-Life where Gordon's player model had a ponytail, and you could only see it in opposing force, I believe. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Yeah, I'm sure you had a bunch of messages for me. That's nice, dear. I'm sure you do. God, after just watching, like, what's his name? He's one of the big boys when it comes to, like, speedruns. He does, like, opposing force in 26 minutes. His name starts with a Q, I believe. Oh, man, it just makes you, like, wince whenever I'm like, oh, I can speedrun, I can strafe, and then I watch him play it, and I'm like, oh, I was wrong. And I do like this. This is actually pretty cute. It kind of makes the HEV suit more, you know, exciting. Look at all these numbers and look at all this stuff on screen, and it's fitting to my balls. It feels good because we're in the barrel today. Alright, come on, man. There we go. Let's do this. And I do like how some areas in Black Mesa are also a lot more, you know, condensed, I guess is a better word to say, because it was originally running off of, like, the Quake engine. So, yeah. I mean, it still have a very safe day. I actually just now noticed that. There's less loading screens than there used to be as well, I've noticed, since the public beta as well. I did a test record of this a couple days ago, and it sucked because my HUD wasn't displaying properly, and it was a mess. I got to the first Vortigon, had no idea I had like 5 health, and then I got killed and said, you know what, I'll do this another day. So, yeah, I think the control for Black Mesa is pretty good too. Those of you who don't know, I've been playing through Doom Eternal. I actually played Doom Eternal like the week it came out. I was concerned for Zen because, oh dear God, I gotta go through this. Ugh. Yeah, I'm sure you did. My spectrometer to 105%. We need the extra resolution. Yeah, dude, this is like 1999. We know extra resolution's like 1280 by 720. Serious shit, huh? Anyways, if you aren't familiar as well with Half-Life lore, this gentleman right here is supposed to be Kleiner, who is in Half-Life 2. A bit of a retcon. Not bad. I think it's a pretty good addition. I mean, obviously if you've played Half-Life 2, all these characters are retconned. Come on, man. Yeah, then Eli, of course. But you know what? We're just an antisocial lunatic, so we're just going to say, hey guys, how's it going? I'm just going to mosey on down. I can't jump down there. What a lame bunch of shit. Anyways, there's a lot of little things like that I really enjoy about Black Mesa, but yeah, it was I've been playing Doom Eternal since it came out. I haven't been playing recently. I know there's been a couple add-ons and stuff. You're not my hombre. I don't know you. But you know, I really love Doom Eternal, and I was really skeptic of the Zen movement, and I thought, okay, that's gonna be weird and iffy because damn, man, Doom Eternal just has such good game feel. It's like solid. It makes this look really bad by comparison. But you know, I was reading like forums of people complaining about Gonark and being like, oh, it's too hard. It's too hard. I'm like, dude, have you played Doom Eternal? That's like that makes this super easy. But, yeah, I really like the control for Black Mesa. It's a bit different than, vanilla Half-Life. I mean, obviously there's no game-breaking horse shit like in the original build, but it's still very freeform. It feels good. For every step in the right direction combat has, I feel like there's a little bit of a backwards movement, but it's still very, very good. I quite enjoy it. And I like the visual design, too. I think Black Mesa has some genuinely good... You know, I'm not even a graphics person at all. I mean, I played NetHack, for God's sake. And this was actually a new addition to Black Mesa, was the ladder dismount button. I don't think that existed when I played. I could be wrong. But, you know, I remember making this really crappy video after I finished it and thinking, pretending like, oh, I was theorizing the final boss, because I was like, what if it's just a ladder and you had to get into a bucket? And I'm like, you know, that would make sense because it was very, 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 very finicky. Ladder physics, however, in Source games have never been an exact science. And in Left 4 Dead, they're even worse, I think. But, I mean, control jumping and the new Zen physics are very nice. They're less floaty than the original, at least as far as I can tell. But, you know, I'll save my commentary for Zen when I get there, because I think it was very iffy. Also, another small touch Black Mesa's done, and I'll point these out if I can. The emitters actually have a base this time. In the original Half-Life, they didn't even have a model. They just rotated through fucking space magic or some shit. It was definitely kind of jarring, but here in Black Mesa you can see it's a bit more, I don't know, real. And I've heard people say they should remake Opposing Force and Blue Shift in this engine and this type, and I really don't think they need to. I mean, if you really think there needs to be an update to an already existing property, just go play the old one. I mean, new graphics are not going to change the game, and I still would argue that Black Mesa Source is not the ideal way to play Half-Life. The ideal way to play Half-Life is for Half-Life. And of course, you know, there's no janky physics, like I can't just jam that thing in there like in the original. And I still really like this. This is actually, I think Black Mesa has a very, very strong opening, and I still think it's very good. Like this, for me though, having played Half-Life a million times, they even have these janky just drop-in Vortigaunts like in the original, which is just kind of weird in the original. Also, there's cinder blocks that fall from the sky as well. I don't think that happens in Black Mesa. But yeah, basically, I think all the little things are nice, but if you're really gonna play the original, just go play the original. It's the much more superior way, and it's the more pure way. And I like this because I'm not sure if this was changed from the original build, but it looks really cool. I genuinely like this. Especially this. I think this is a good addition. It kind of coincides more with episode 1, and it's also just, it's a nice little touch. I quite like it. And you know, let's prepare for some unforeseen consequences and get the show on the road, shall we? Alright, back in the saddle, back with the boys again, and let's get it started. This is also different. This is a sliding horizontal door in the original Half-Life as well. Seriously, man, I can talk about Half-Life 1 and the little tiny differences in this game more than I'd like to admit. Why didn't they listen? See a residence cascade, let alone create one. Gordon, thank God for that hazard suit.
Gordon, thank God for that hazard suit. All the phones are out.
And this is Eli Vance, who's in Half-Life 2.
We need to get to the surface and let someone know that we're stranded down here. There's no telling what kind of danger it is.
And this is also a nice little nod to Half-Life 2. It's implied in this game that this is how Kleiner gets Lamar, the head crab. But like I said, this is all just speculation. There's still some graphical errors. You can see that the body group is still clean on here. There's a lighting error on this. There's a couple of things like that, but it's not that bad. I've noticed a couple glitches here and there playing as well. Nothing horrendous, although some of the texture work in Zen is pretty shoddy. I also like this addition here. Just, why not? I like how this poor guy just survives and is like, just, you know, best thing to do is just run right in front of the door where it could easily just do that. I do wish they would have kept like some classic zombie noises rather than the, like the sad black metal singer, you know? I kind of wish there was the classic zombie noises, like the kind of creepy bird-like avian sounds. I don't know. This also I wish could just be sped up. Like, I like in the original how this just was kind of like a thing that was happening rather than, okay, and then it finally happens. I could be complaining, but I mean, man, I just want to get on with my day. I was late for work already, you know? I don't want to wait on people in the elevator. I ain't got time for that. I'm Gordon Science fucking Freeman. I don't need to deal with this. I've got people to kill, aliens to kill, and shit to do. I don't know how I'm phrasing this joke, but You know, I also like this. This is an addition. These are the flares from Half-Life 2. I think they were in vanilla Half-Life 2, but obviously they were more of a like thing in episode 1 where you could go through the whole game without actually shooting a bullet. That's not a very hard achievement, and I mean, it is if you're not great at the game, but also that zombie's new. That was added to this as well. And the flashlight is also a major upgrade in Black Mesa Source. It functions more like it does in Half-Life 2. Hey, dickbag, I had this trash can back, you needed it. This head crab is also not over here and gets smashed. That's in the original. And of course, we get the crowbar now, rather than that part with the, you know, the what's it called, the elevator shaft. That's another difference. I kind of think it's okay. Like, I'm not going to say it's a bad change. Also, this is an odd sort of, like, additional puzzle. This is, like, all you do in Zen at the end of the game. Which, man, I don't even want to go there. I'm not a huge fan of the Zen chapters. In the original, I thought they were fine. I never thought they were that bad. But, yeah, in this, they just drag on too long. Also, another touch that I like about Black Mesa is the little tiny things that they added. Like, now you can actually, like, pick objects up. That sounds small, but it's kind of important. Like, in the original Half-Life, you could pull items around, but they were just really janky. And this is running in a modified, I believe, Source 2 engine. This is not the actual Half-Life Source engine that people probably think it is. Because the original is totally different. Oh, god damn it. Also, I think one thing that I don't like about Black Mesa is this. You can see how just far away you can get hit by barnacle tongues. Like, you could say, well, Seth, you're just bad at video games, and well, that's your own business, man. But, you can see what I mean. Like, I was clearly nowhere near that thing, and it's gonna just drag me until I finally get to it. I think they're a bit too slow for my liking. Hey, what's up? I'm an adventurer like you too. Also, this is hard to explain because it's something you have to be playing the game to physically feel. But, you actually can't do stuff when there's certain scripted sequences, and you will not do damage or anything. I believe that Vortigaunt, the first time you see one, is actually, like, unkillable until he's done with his animation, which is a really kind of shoddy thing in my opinion. I just think it's a really annoying kind of, like, gimmick thing. Like, I like when you can break scripting. That's one of my favorite things in video games because, I mean, what's more fun to break years and years and probably like hours and hours of hard-earned coding and people with more education than me and that sort of device, and then all of a sudden just breaking it by going, oh, check this out. Like, to me, that's very fun. And if you've played enough, like, horror source mods, you can do this zombie shuffle thing pretty easily. And I remember I got stuck on this in my original playthrough, and it took me, like, God, 10, 15 minutes just to get through this, and I was like, God, why do I suck so bad? But it was also, like I said, it was brand new stuff. There was a lot of new things added to Black Mesa. There's a health kit in here if you need it, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And this isn't new either. This is actually in the original game.
Listen, I know where you can find some more weaponry.
I see.
There's a security office not far from here. Take me with you, and I'll unlock the door.
Now, I want a genuine question. I guess, how does anyone know this is Gordon Freeman? How do they know it's not just Bill Freshman or something? Does it have, like, Gordon Freeman on his name? Like, on his little name tag on his HEV suit or something? But what do I know? I would never know. I'll never make it as a scientist. Why would they ever, in the name of God, in a security office, have hand grenades? I'm sorry. You cannot fool me. Why would this exist? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay? Like, What the hell kind of security do you need if you need a handgun and a hand grenade just to effectively take care of things? What kind of security do you have at Black Mesa? I know they're supposed to be, like, kind of shady and gray, but, you know, still, man, do you really need a hand grenade to solve your problems? Well, as much fun as it would be, I don't recommend it. And I do like the way that the guns feel in Black Mesa. They feel... oh, shit. They feel very good. I think the only one I'm disappointed with to this day is the shotgun, which is debatably my favorite weapon in all of Half-Life. Like, right here, by the way, you cannot harm this Vortigaunt until he's done doing his little, hey, guess what, I'm an alien, boo. And then you can finally deal damage to him. And this is a very big departure coming from just playing opposing force, where you have, like, see, right here, it's hard to see, but there was actually a little bit of a hitbox there still, which is just weird. I don't know if you can get a handgun right there early. In the original Half-Life, you could just kill a Barney and get a thing. No. Oh, I was going to shoot him. It says do not obstruct. That means don't stand there. Oh dear, oh dear. I was going to give him a little friend, but I guess he didn't want my friend. But that's his own business, I guess.